down the track. It was a super Saturday today with the Commonwealth Games, both semi-final matches going on, and then you had the India West Indies match as well. We'll start off with the Commonwealth Games. Both India and Australia have made it to the finals, the gold medal match. With both close games, but Australia they were in more control throughout the game. Whereas India, it was an upset against England, beating England in England. It's not a joke, and it was a great victory, and it was a fighting effort from the Indian team because I think until the last three overs, England were in control of that game, especially when Nat Skiver and Amy Jones were batting. England were in complete control. They needed 7, 8 runs in over and 8.5, you could say, and yeah, they were getting the boundaries needed. But then the run out happened, and everything from there, became went downhill for England, and for India it went the other way. And great performance by them. You could see them, the joy that they had on their faces, and yeah, just pure excitement, qualifying for a gold medal game, beating England, the home team, who are favorites to reach the finals against Australia. That's what happened in the 50 World Cup as well earlier in the year. But yeah, it wasn't to be this time for England. If you just look at the game from the start, it was Smriti Mandhana who set the tone for India. Brilliant inning, 61 of 32. Her timing was exquisite today. The shots, she played the lap when needed. She played through the line as well, through covers, straight down the ground. Timing was brilliant. The pickup shot that she has is outstanding, and she finds boundaries at will, and she really knows how to exploit the power play. She does hit the ball in the air, but she clears that. She makes sure she clears that circle in the first 6 overs, and yeah, it was a great innings from Shifali. Uh, you could say it was a non-Shifali kind of innings, 15 or 17, but it was important that she was there as well, saw off the new ball and gave Smriti as much as strike as possible, and that set the tone for India. Of course, then England pegged things back. It was a good effort from them. Freya Kemp came in and bowled those slower deliveries, and that set the tone for the rest of the innings. The spinners did the job as well. Like Ecclestone, kind of expensive, but the rest chipping in with the wickets, and Freya Kemp in particular, she was bowling those cutters and slower balls, which really was stopping on the pitch and gave England those wickets. Yeah, I think from England's point of view, they got back well. They restricted it to 160 because the way Mandana started, it could have been 180, 200 kind of total. But and then England came back, and then Jemima came and she took the score to 160. So that total could have gone between 140, 190. It could have gone either way, but I think 160, both sides would have thought they have a chance going into the second innings. And England started off brilliantly. They got off to a flyer. The opening batsman Sophia Dunkley and Danny White both finding the boundaries with ease. Dunkley was striking at 190. She was smashing it from ball one, and she was particularly severe on Renuka Singh in the first over. They hit, I think, 14, 15 runs. In that first over, they found the boundaries, whether it was the cut shot or the pull shot. They didn't let Renuka settle. She wasn't getting enough swing, the type of swing that she got in the Barbados and Australia game, and England capitalized on that. And it looked like England were on course for victory. Wyatt continued to bat on. She put on a partnership with Alice Capsey as well, like a 40-run partnership, and the partnerships continue to flow. The runs continue to come. But it was when Amy Jones and Nat Skiver were batting, they would put on, I think, 40 or 50 runs, and then there was that run out. Soon as that run out happened, everything changed for India. And also, I would like to say the way Deepti Sharma and Sneha Rana bowled, pace off the ball, I think, was the key in this match. And you could see as soon as these guys came on, the economy rate did. The run rate did decrease for England, and India were slowly getting into the game, but still they didn't have those wickets. But the last 2-3 overs, the way Sneha Rana and Deepti bowled, especially Sneha Rana, that over she bowled only gave 3 runs in that 17th, 18th over. That turned the game in India's favor, and England were always going to be under pressure to chase. There were a few boundaries in the end as well, but they just couldn't get there. And 3-run victory for India, massive. They are in the finals now, and a massive achievement for them. It's no easy feat beating England, especially in home conditions, but they've done that now, and they have a massive task against Australia, who beat New Zealand by 5 wickets. That game also went till the last over, but Australia have been superb in this tournament. There have been times, though, against India and New Zealand where the batting has been a bit shaky, but the thing is, because they bat so deep, somebody or the other comes and contributes with the bat. Today, Talia McGrath played a really good innings, was aggressive from the start. She picked up a couple of wickets as well. A solid all-rounder she is, and today she showed that in the semi-final. So Australia do have a few areas where they're shaky, but all in all, they have most bases covered. This is like the men's cricket team of the 90s, the 99 to 2003 kind of era, where Australia were dominating every single tournament. This is the women's team now in this era. Under Meg Lanning, the last 4 years, they've just been incredible. Every area is covered. You can see India and England both are good teams, but they have weaknesses. England were exposed this time. India was exposed in the 50 over World Cup, but Australia, they just have almost all bases covered, and it's going to take a freak innings or a sensational spell, which Reniko did bowl in the first game, to be fair. But yeah, they need something out of the box kind of to play against Australia. And I think you have to be aggressive against them, because especially if you're batting first against Australia, you have to try to get 170, 180, because this Australian team will like to chase any score, because they bat even till the end. Their number 9, number 10 come and play a few shots. So you have to be careful when you play against Australia there. And it's not easy to score 180 against them either. They do have some quality bowling. You could see today against New Zealand, Megan Schutt was outstanding. If I was just looking at her figures, 4 overs, 20 runs, 3 wickets, economy of 5, outstanding bowling there. And they have Jessie Johnson, Talia McGraw picked up a couple of wickets. Alana King, a very good spinner, and she also contributes with the bat at number 10. So Australia all-round squad, all-round 11 is just outstanding. It's very difficult to beat this team. They are favorites in the finals as well. The gold medal match is tomorrow against India, and they are favorites going into this match. But India have some match winners of their own. They need Smithy to fire, Harmanpreet, someone like a Shefali. If she can go all guns blazing, score like 80 or 40 balls or 30 balls, and set the tone for India, that could be crucial. And I think the key battle will be the Indian spinners versus that middle order of Meg Lanning, Talia McGraw. When these guys come on, can the Indian bowlers trap them, to try to dry up the runs and put pressure on them, make them make a mistake either with the running or even short selection like they did against England today. So that's going to be the key battle. I think because the matches are all happening in Birmingham, the pitch is slower than the first game, and it's continuing to get slower game by game. So I think that's where Australia could have a challenge, especially if India do bat first, get 170, 180. They can put pressure on Australia. And but also you have to get the top order out. It's fair enough, your spinners can trap the middle order, but then you have to get to that middle order by getting Beth Mooney and Elisa Ely out. That's also going to be a challenge for India. But anything is possible, in cricket. India, I think this game is, I would say 65-35 in Australia's favor. And the reason I'm saying that is just because I feel they have all bases covered, and they also know what it takes to win. India, this is their second major final, I would say, in the last 4 or 5 years. 2017, they reached the final, and then they've reached quite a few semis, and now they've reached in the Commonwealth final. So, they aren't as experienced as Australia, and this Australian team are just coming out of a 50 over victory, 50 over World Cup victory. So it's not going to be easy for India. That's why I'm giving Australia a much bigger chance. But, this Indian team looks pumped. Harmanpreet Kaur today, she was vocal on the pitch. She was celebrating, and this meant a lot to her. You could see the way she was charged, and she mentioned it in the post-match as well, that, I had to be charged up to lift my team and make sure that we're not intimidated. And she did a really good job. It felt like, Virat Kohli was on the pitch. Just the aggression and the passion which she was playing with, I think it lifted the whole team, and that's what made them win, because at a certain stage it looked like England were going to win the game. And if she can do that, not only in the field but even with the bat, she has a good record against Australia. She scored a 50 in the first match. If she can repeat something like that against Australia, that semi-final as well in 2017, that ridiculous innings that she played, she can do something like that, then India have a chance in this gold medal match. But either way, both these teams are guaranteed gold and silver. Let's see who grabs the gold. It's going to be in a very interesting game. Really excited for it. I think the quality of cricket has been good in this tournament, and it's good to see cricket in the Commonwealth Games. Hopefully we see men's as well in the next Commonwealths, and even Olympics. You want to see the women and men play T20 cricket. It's been exciting. I think the fact that it's in England, you've seen crowds come in today. There's a lot of support for England and India, and it was a very good atmosphere, a class game, a high quality game. I really enjoyed it. Went till the last over, even the Australia-New Zealand game. And I have to credit Amelia Kerr as well, I think, from New Zealand side. She batted really well and gave New Zealand a competitive score. So yeah, overall, really excited for the match tomorrow. Let's see how it goes, and make sure you tune into Down the Track for the latest from that. And also regarding the other match which went on today was India versus West Indies in Miami. It was the 4 T20, India winning comfortably by 59 runs, and they've sealed the series, this 5 T20 match series. There's one more match tomorrow, but a comfortable victory for them. The Miami pitch, I felt initially there was rain around, so West Indies did bowl first. I felt that it played out well initially, but then as the ball got older, it became a bit difficult to bat on. The odd ball was stopping, but still India managed to get 191. Rohit Sharma gave them the perfect start, 33 of 16, strike rate of over 200. He was well supported by Surya. There's a shot that Surya Kumar hit over between mid wicket and long on. Oh my God, that flick was outstanding. Yeah, some of the shots this guy is playing is just incredible. But yeah, they gave India a very good start. Then there was a bit of a hiccup there. Huda got out as well, but Rishabh Pant and Sanju Samson, they put on a partnership, and in the end, Akshar Patel played a cameo, 20 of 8, two sixes and a four, strike rate of 250, which took India to 191. In the end, it was enough. But that West Indies innings, there was a huge scare there where Nicholas Puran completely smashed it. I think one over went for three sixes and a four of Akshar Patel, and that last ball of that over was a run out. If Puran stayed, West Indies would have been very close to this target because the run rate was in check. Everything was in check, but the wickets weren't there and the batsmen weren't there. And that run out changed everything again. It was a kind of a silly mistake of, Puran didn't look at the non-striker. The non-striker call late. Both guys were at fault. And in the end, it cost West Indies a crucial wicket of their captain and cost them the game because if Puran stayed another 15 balls, it would have been made this chase even easier for the West Indies. Incredible batting, those four deliveries, but you have to be more disciplined running between the wickets, and it's both their faults. Like I would say, more of the non-striker's fault for calling really late, but Puran should be looking at the non-striker. He can't just be putting his head down and running like that. I know, like he did call, but you would say the non-striker should have done better, but yeah, Puran needs to be aware of the situation. I felt he was unlucky as well, and yeah, from India's point of view, they kept picking up wickets no matter what West Indies were doing at the other end. They tossed the ball up. Rohit Sharma was brilliant in his bowling changes. He brought in Akshar Patel, brought in Ravi Bishnoi when required. And they kept picking up wickets. They got hit for a few boundaries. Even Bhuvneshwar got hit for a few boundaries in the beginning. But the fields were attacking. Avesh Khan, when he came in his first over, he got hit for a couple of boundaries. But Rohit Sharma spoke to him a bit, changed the field a bit, made it even more aggressive, and then he picked up two wickets. And you could see Avesh Khan immediately pointing at Rohit Sharma. So the advice and the field changes, talking to his bowlers at times, not every single ball, but at times it does help. And yeah, I think it was very good captaincy and brave bowling from India. And you have to shout out to Arshdeep Singh. I have to admit that I didn't expect this guy to play such good cricket. 3.1 overs, 12 runs, three wickets. Not only in the IPL, but for India, he's been so impressive. I think he's been the best bowler for India whenever he's played in the last 2 months. He's only played maybe 3 or 4 games. So whenever he's played, he's been the best bowler. Again, today, picked up a couple of wickets with the Yorker, one with a slower delivery. His variations are really good. That angle he's creating is outstanding and very accurate. He's much more accurate than I thought, and he's kind of deceptive as well. He's a bit quicker than we think, and the variation which he bowls, a slower delivery, it does catch the batsman by surprise, and I think that's why he's so successful. So credit to him. I thought he bowled superbly well. Deepak Huda, I felt, should have got a few more overs again, but he got the one over, 4 runs, economical as usual. And yeah, overall a great effort from India. They've won the series now. I hope to see some experimenting tomorrow. I want to see Kuldeep Yadav play as well. Give the other batsmen a chance. Ishan Kishan should get a chance, I feel, as well in Miami in the 50-20. And yeah, I think heading into that Asia Cup, they will have an idea on who to select, who not to. Of course, there's big players not playing like Bumrah, like Virat Kohli. KL Rahul is not playing. So there's going to be some, even Jacinda Chahal didn't play this game. So there's going to be some decisions that India will have to make, because there's a couple of players in this series who have played really well, and they might make a case for selection for that Asia Cup and T20 World Cup. And that's why I think tomorrow's game give chances to the others, and then I think by now they have a fair idea of how the Asia Cup lineup is going to look like, and waiting for that announcement as well. But yeah, let's see how tomorrow's game goes. Until then, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for joining me. It was a great day for cricket, and the Commonwealth has been outstanding. Tomorrow's the gold medal match, so we'll get you the latest from that as well, and the 50-20 between India and West Indies. Thank you and take care.